So how was Flair? Did he behave at all?
Dude, the guy, I'm going to just go out on a limb and say the guy's got some issues.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, he'd drink his own blood if you told him it had gin in it, I think.
Yeah. 30 years. I never saw him take a drink of water.
Yeah.
Brother, breakfast, hard liquor, vitamins, hard liquor.
Yeah.
Lunch, a couple beers, hard liquor at night, wine. I love him to death.
Oh, yeah. But
I never saw him drink any water until recently. I think he's back off the water, back on the roll again.
Yeah, he said he's back. Yeah, he said he did 30 days sober and then walked across the street to a bar and turned in his chip.
Yeah.
For a
That's
drink.
right. The funny part is
that's who he is.
He's the man. The funny part is when he had that really serious health issue.
Yeah.
I got a call from Wendy and it didn't look good. So I flew up, got a plane right away, flew up to Atlanta. And I walked in, the doctor pulled me aside. He goes, "Hey, your buddy here has destroyed his body, the inside of some of his intestines and stuff were dying and stuff." He goes, "He's got a 5% chance of making it through the surgery." So he goes in, we wait. Jimmy Hart was with me. We waited. He comes out. He's still alive. His girl's crying. His daughter Ashley's crying. I'm sitting there holding his hand. 5% chance to make it. He opens his eyes. He looks up at me. He goes, "Hogan, get me a 6-pack." I went, "What?" First thing he said to me, "Get me a 6-pack" when he woke up. You know?
Yeah, I'm not shocked, man.
I know. I was just tripping, man. It just kind of blew my mind, you know.
Yeah,
he's a good guy, bro. He's the best there ever was.
He says that about you, you know.
No, he's the best there ever was.
Is he the better wrestler? Is he the best entertainer? Is he the best wrestler?
He was more consistent because I quit. And I really didn't care about the business. I came from playing in a rock and roll band, you know, and that whole attitude. But once he got in it, he was real consistent and he held it down. Like when I was doing the New York Madison Square Garden thing, he held the Southern Belt thing down, which was actually a little harder because he was going an hour every night. Sometimes they do like what they call it Broadways where nobody wins. You do like 2-hour Broadways with Harley Race. Just
those two in the ring.
Yeah, because they didn't want to switch a belt, and they didn't want to make either wrestler look bad. So okay, you go an hour Broadway tonight.
Wow.
If somebody told me to go an hour Broadway, I said just beat me. Yeah. I'm out of here. I'm going to get room service and a beer. You know?
Yeah.
But no, I say he was the best there was simply because he was so consistent. Now, if you're talking about who drew the most money or internationally, who saturated all the international markets over the years, you know, I had more time and I had more seat time like a good race car driver. I had more seat time in all these foreign markets. And Rick spent the majority of his career down south, and he didn't have that swing arm to plug into Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Malaysia, all these places where people will know who Hulk Hogan is, but they might not know who Tom Brady is.
Right.
You know? But you know, he was the man. I love working with him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a scrappy, he just will not be denied, really. You know, there's something about him. And there was something about that whole NWA, I don't know if it was AWA or NWA at that time when he was really the king of it, you know. But it came on, I think, on Sunday night. Like it was almost like I had friends that watched wrestling, right? They knew you. But I knew if they really watched wrestling, if they knew about NWA. You know, that's when you could tell if they were that next level of fucking, you know, it was a lot of guys that just couldn't even read and they'd be in the stands yelling, just signs misspelled.
Yeah, you had to be dialed in to be like that whole Crockett Southern Belt promotion. You had to be a wrestling fan.
Oh, you had to have rabies, I feel like.
I was more accessible to the housewives and the kids that didn't know what wrestling was. It was, you know, so it was a whole different thing. But then Rick came our way. Yeah. And I'd been begging him to come up there for years. He wouldn't leave. And then once he came up, then we started rocking, you know. Was it scary whenever he got over to WWE? Did you feel a little bit of like, holy shit, how's this going to go? Because that's a lot of ego. You know, at that point, there's a lot of ego. There can only be so many men on the top of the, you know, on the mountaintops. Well, it's kind of like, you know, it's hard to explain, but I play the dumb fox a lot, you know. And for me, I'm always looking who's got the big dollar sign on their chest. Yeah. And I don't mean to be an egomaniac, but I mean, I could actually wrestle anybody at that time and sell out. We sold out everywhere constantly for years. Yeah. It didn't matter if I wrestled Flair or Kamala or Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful, or It didn't matter. One man.
Oh, you
gang.
could wrestle fucking Hunter Biden, dude. I'd come watch you beat him.
But yeah, it wasn't that with me. It was, I wanted him to get over so I would have somebody to work with and chase, you know? So that was me. It was about, for me, it was like the old school thing, the money and the miles, you know? So, you know, I wasn't really that into being on the road or getting beat on every night.
Yeah.
But there was so much paper involved, bro. I was in.
Yeah.
You know? But I didn't take Tylenols, Advil, or leave for months now, and I haven't drank since January 1st. But when I go,
congrats.
When I go the other way, you can ask Flair. It gets ugly.
You going in, huh?
Oh, I go in hard.
Oh yeah, well Flair. Look, I mean, yeah, Flair definitely. I mean,
he can say whatever he wants about me, but I put his ass to bed every time.
Yeah. Oh, I believe that.
Because he's at 9 o'clock. Bo, come on, 9 o'clock. Yeah. He's down.
Last night he invites us out, right? So we get out of work. We had a show last night. We get out. We text his the lady, his assistant or whatever. She's like, oh, he just.
Who's that now? Who's the new victim?
Her name's Gia. She's. I mean, I'll tell you this. She's she lifts chest a lot. I'll tell you that.
There you go.
I'll say that.
Typical Flair. I love it.
She skips arm and leg day, but she really. Yeah. And she said, oh, it's not. He just went to bed, you know. I just put him to sleep. But he lives that thing.
He usually sneaks off on you, though.
Really? Oh, I could see that.
You'll be drinking at the bar, and you'll think he's going to the bathroom. You don't come back.
Yeah.
And there's usually this huge tab that he leaves. So he's got it down, brother. Believe me, I know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, short story, Flair story.
Yeah.
In between back surgery number 4 or 5 or 6, whatever it was, I booked this Hulkamania tour. First time I've ever booked a tour on my own overseas, right? Australia. So I hire Flair and hire a bunch of wrestlers to come with me. Flair goes, hey, I need my money up front. Okay, Rick, sure.
Probably for one of his wives, I bet.
He brought one of them with him. Actually, he divorced her right after.
He's always got a wife on him somewhere.
Yeah. And so I paid him up front, and all of a sudden we're getting ready to go to Australia. Oh, my back, goes out again. And now the tour's booked. I'm following Britney Spears around. I'm a day behind her tour, picking up leftovers, I thought. And so my back went on. I had to have another back surgery right before I left, and I had stitches in my back when I went over there. Still, that's how crazy I used to be. When you travel with stitches, you should chill. You need to lay in bed about 6 months after back surgery.
Fuck
I was gone. Let's go. We're
Wednesday,
rocking.
we're out of here.
Yeah, so I told Flair, thank you.
Yeah.
So we get over there, and the greatest thing was the first night in Sydney, Australia, Britney Spears got mad and shot the crowd a bird, right? So nobody came to her tours, right? The rest of the tour. So we bounced around and picked everybody up, And I wrestled Flair a bunch over there. And every night he'd come to me, he goes, hey, I need another $5,000 tonight. Well, what? I already paid you. He goes, oh, no, I need another $5,000. I said, okay, well, here's $5,000. And then he kept doing it. I said, Rick, why am I giving you $5,000? Well, we're drawing such big crowds. You need to pay me another $5,000. So I paid another $5,000. I went down to the bar. He's buying drinks for everybody. Paying for everything. That's what he's doing with the $5,000. Yeah. He's keeping everybody in the bar to party with him all night, And he wasn't going to bed at 9 o'clock back then.
He doesn't like to be alone, he said. He said there's been times in his life where he absolutely couldn't stand to be alone.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Because some people, they like their peace. They like their space. He just, it was interesting, even talking to him, he just is who it seems like there's not a lot of he's just the nature boy.
That's who he is, bro.
That's who he is. It's very admirable and it's interesting, But that is who he is. He likes to have a good time and he will find it no matter what. And he wants you to have a good time too.
Yeah. I don't think I could be Hulk Hogan 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
I don't think I wouldn't make it.
Hope you enjoyed that video, and you can watch another. And you can watch this one, you can watch this one. Different options, different choices. Some guy just brings you one option, not this guy. 2 options. Watch one, this one or this one.